who quits their job with no backup plan in the middle of a recession. There's no savings, there's no safety net, nothing. Just a gut feeling that staying would cost more than leaving. Who does that? Moi, me, myself, and I. And here's why I took that audacious, risky step. First, let's have some tom-tom. So if you are new here and you haven't seen this face before, my name is Seyi Adebayo. I'm a graphic and brand designer from Lagos, Nigeria. And this is kind of like my backstory. By the way, this job is like my first 9-to-5 design job, like my first ever design job. So I started out as a graphic designer, like learning graphic design, like enrolling in graphic design school in 2021. And after like learning and all of that stuff, I freelanced basically from clients here and there, from referral. No, I did not referrals, just here and there, and largely Upwork till I landed this my first job, this first design 9-to-5 in December 2022. So before that, I had been looking for a job from like a proper 9-to-5 with structure, like freelancing, starting out. I didn't think it was good enough for me. I need to learn how to work with a team, all of that stuff, not just short-term freelance job. So August, September, October, November. So 4 months I landed this job. And this job, I think I talked about it in my last video. My first job, a friend got it for me, a friend from Twitter. They fed me for the job and I got the job. And it's kind of like I aligned with my career goal. I talked about this in my previous video. So I got this job. It was a graphic design job in an agency, a digital agency. It was remote. They paid well. As at that time, it's okay. I will be as plain as possible. So I got paid 200,000 naira monthly, 9-to-5. It was actually 9-to-5, not 8-to-4. 9-to-5 remote job. So you see that it's kind of like ticked all the boxes. I mean, you're earning 6 figures, even though you're on the second tier. It's a remote work. You don't have to deal with the traffic of Lagos, going out, spending money on commuting and all of that stuff. So basically, like the job was a good job. 200k entry level, fair enough. I didn't have 3 years of experience then, 4 years of experience. I was like maybe 1 to 2 years of experience then. So I mean, it's fair enough. And it's also important to state that the agreement in my contract, we agreed 200k per month. That's like 2.4 per annum. Then we have to review the money. So after 3 months, after my 3rd month, we were meant to have a meeting on salary increments. It was just part of my bargain. 200k, okay. They're like, all right, let's review it after 3 months. I can have 50k on it if you show me what you got after 3 months. So it's important, and I quit after the 3rd month. It felt like a good opportunity to grow, but with time, I got to know that it will actually do me more detriment to my career as a designer, because I was a junior designer. I'm still a junior designer anyways. Just starting out, it wasn't good for me. So I was the only designer in the team, like the only designer in the company. So it was a pretty small company. Like I said, we work remote, but I was the only designer on the team. And compared to the number of brands we had to cater for, that was a lot. So I was designing for in total maybe 12 to 13 brands per month, social media graphics, newsletter, email, all of that stuff. That's what I was doing for in total 12 to 13, but on a steady a good 8 brands, every day, and they all have their content calendars. So for me then, it was a lot. First of all, I didn't get any onboarding session, nothing. I just jumped right into work because the previous graphic designer just quit abruptly on them due to personal issues or health issues. The designer had to just quit. So I just stepped in and I kicked the ball. I got the ball rolling. How did they say that in English? There was no onboarding, nothing. And by the time they would share me, the social media persons, we had 2 social media persons. So by the time they would share, the first one just share. I just woke up, I got all the admin stuff done, got signed into my Gmail. I Seyi Adebayo at blah, blah, blah. I just saw notification and we had Google Workspace. That shared the file with you, it was, at first I was like, oh my God, this is challenging. This is, I need something to motivate. Well, seeing all those things, oh my God, I was so okay, brace up for this work we have ahead. This is what you have always wanted. This is what you have prayed for. This is what you fasted for. You've got it now. Get your ass and start creating badass design. As a like young designer coming up, you sort of have to work under people. You sort of have to have like support. You sort of have to have mentorship. You get, being an only designer was a red flag, especially for someone that is not as experienced as the volume of work that's expected. I started designing, so it started well, then soon the constant feedback kept coming. And you know what? Shout out to this friend that helped me get the job. Shout out to you, Emmanuel. Shout out to you, Tuchi Graphics. You are the best. When I say the best, like I said, me and Tuchi, we've not met. We just met via Twitter, and we like got talking on WhatsApp, and you know, we shared design, talk about design, client woes and all of that stuff. And you know, he referred me the job. He was also working with, you know, has a job that is working to that's 95, that is remote. And because I don't have anybody like, okay, can you check this work? Like in terms of feedback giving, in terms of reviewing your work, I would send it to my guy. I'll send it to Emmanuel. Emmanuel, do this, you know, do that. Like at a point, they're like, the feedback was like so reckoning. And if there was one thing my boss wasn't really very, very good with feedback. Like the feedback in no way helped me. Like, okay, I mean, what's wrong? Is it the color, the layout? I don't know. So I would jump on a call. Like Emmanuel would like work from he has his own 9 to 5. Like we'd jump on calls. Sometimes we'd be designing till there's one particular day I remembered, I was struggling with the newsletter. Fuck. I was struggling with that newsletter. Every day there was nothing. So Emmanuel I sent him, oh, this is my boss feedback. And you know, he created a skeleton, put it here, 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 put it here. It's like, it's not there, send it back. We literally was on the call till like 11 p.m. working. This is like since 9 a.m. And I was like, at a point, I started feeling bad that during this period, I started contemplating, am I sure I really want to be a designer? Because this person can't help you get a job and still help you to be doing your job. Like, so I'll send design, sometimes not approved. My Emmanuel has to do a design, send it to me, I'll send it to them, they get it approved. I feel like, okay, I'm studying that. Okay, what did he do here? Like, I take his technique, break down the graphic, try and replicate it in other design, and it still get rejected sometimes. You get? So I was like, that period was just like, I was stressed. And this was just all within the first month. The first month, December, I don't know what what design I shared, and the comment I got was not constructive at all. And there's one thing about me here. In this design, like I've seen other people's experience, like people that are like 7 years in experience, 5 years of experience, talk about how they started earning. They didn't get paid for their first design. Maybe they get paid with food or not paid at all. They did charity work, like basically their own woes. And I took it and learned. And one thing I took is not to take feedback to act. And that's one thing I've always practiced. Like I don't get attached to my design. I don't take things personal. If this thing is trash, tell me it is trash. You get? If it's like I just want to get it right. I want to do good work. I just sent the design and I can't remember the feedback. But I just broke down. I was crying. This is just 30 days into the new job. I was wailing. I said, this is not going in the direction that I want. I literally had to, like every day I wake up, I had to pray, like, Holy Spirit, help me. I need creativity. I can't do this without you. I need you to fuel my creativity. You know, the way you gave the artisans that built your tabernacle in Exodus or Deuteronomy, how you gave them that instructions, use this everything came out fine. Please, I cannot do this design thing without you. Before I started this is how I was telling God. Before I started this design journey, I told God, like, is this design thing, will I make money from it or not make money? Give me a sign. And he gave me the sign. And I was like, okay, I will run with it. And again, I got a job. That means, okay, I'm going the right direction. What's happening? Why am I doing rubbish? Why are they rejecting my design? Why is my husband talking to me like this? So it's not like I didn't grow with this job. Like I didn't experience growth. I experienced growth. Like, you know, I could do some things on Photoshop. Like basically my skill got a little bit better, but more better than I expected. And thinking of everything, thinking about how I want my career to go, the trajectory I want to take in my career, I need guidance. This is not just the path. That growth is not the level of growth I need. You get? And another turning point for me was, you know, the environment, like I said, the work was too much. Like it was too much for my level. Yeah, it was too much for my level. And even for my level, because I later reached out to different people, different senior designers in the industry. I also and this is one thing you guys should do, yeah. Before you work in a place, before you even apply or you accept offer from a place, try and reach out to the people who are currently working in the place or have worked in the place. Now I'll explain why. And if you are targeting, let's say, foreign countries or anything, reach out to people that are like black like you, Tiwan Tiwan. Let them give you the tea. Ask them, how is it working in this company? What do you know about your team? And if better still, if they're in your team, that makes more sense. And if another thing you should do is you can reach out to past colleagues that, okay, this is no biggie. I just don't know why you left. Like, would you advise what's the culture level? Because that's one thing I did not do. Yeah, but even though I did it, I must have collected a job because I needed a job then. But like now, at my current stage, if I'm going to another job, I will definitely it's going to be a deciding factor if I accept that job or not. So I reach out. I kind of found who the past graphic designer was. I reached out to the person. I was like, hey, because I really, really, really wanted to do well on this job. Like, guys, Oluwaseyi is a hard worker. I'm not shooting my own on. I work hard. When I say I want to do good work, I want to do good work. I want to see my work make people happy. Let it get the desired result. So I reached in January. I got December after that episode. My friend helped me. I reached out to this person in January. I was like, please, I see your work are good. Did you have help when you were working, or how did you manage to work with this number of brands and produce quality results and all of that stuff? Like, just give me tips. I am just like 1 to 2 years of experience, but I can implement the one I want to implement. Give me tips on how to handle this work. Give me tips on how, because I can see that you worked in this company for 2 years or more than a year. I'm just starting out. Give me tips to guide me through this job. And the person was like, he gave me some tips and all that stuff, and I replied. Then we got on a phone call. That phone call on WhatsApp it cleared my head. That designer was the first person that was saying, at this point in your career, you might be thinking, okay, 200K, this money is big. This, aside from your health, because it doesn't like your health to be affected. That how they were able to meet up was to work a lot of overtime. Their family time suffered. So many things. I'm not going to put their business out there. But most importantly, I need to work under somebody. I need to work under a certain leadership, and I will not get it there. I was like, oof. Like, I know the money is big, and I'm looking at it, but you get something better. And if there's anything, I really appreciate. I like it when I ask people for their candid advice, and they tell me straight up. I'm a very straight person. Tell me as it is. Don't do like this. If I ask you something, yes or no. Don't maybe me. Don't tell me to guess. And I loved it. And I was like, okay, all right. So I went into January with that. This thing. Okay, I took the feedback and everything. I was just ruminating, thinking while I was doing that, I was praying that, oh God, help me. Should I quit? Should I not quit? Should I quit? Should I not quit? Oh, God did not give me sign of why I still quit. And why I quitted was this. Sorry, by January, I was beginning to get I was beginning to ease in, the feedback were not really. They're not really getting to me or anything. I was beginning to get used to the environment. I just caught myself and said, you do not want this. Because we have seen many situations whereby people start a job, but because of, the economy, you can't quit without being on that one or that. You just stick with it. And you stick with it, you go for it. You find yourself getting used to toxicity. You get yourself used to things that you would normally not accept. You just get used to it and you'll be there for a year, 2 years. And so I was like, I didn't want to get used to this. I want my 9 to 5 to be a good experience, not this. And there's one thing with remote work is that people think, oh, it's remote work. There's nothing. Remote work, if you don't set boundaries, you will blur the line between your work life and your rest time. Because you work from home, you can just, you've woken up by 8 or 5, you do some work. By 6, you are closed 6. You're closed by 6, you close 6, you continue working to 78. You don't keep time. Okay, this is where we cut it off. Now they are paying me for 95 and 95 is 95. Example is that day I worked till 11. There's some other days I worked till 8. I worked till 9. And some other days I'll wake up early. I'll work till from 4 a.m. to 6 a.m. I'll sleep, wake up by 9. I will continue because the job, I said this calendar was small. There was for every day, 30 days, there was always a content they want to put out minus. And they were still bringing in more brands. Like I said, I reached out to people in the industry. Like, okay, I know I'm getting, and I let them know. Like I said, I'm a very, very straightforward, factual person. I let them know that I'm getting paid 200K. Yeah, this is the work I do. Even with this 200K, does it match it? You get, because those people are the only people I can reach out to. I can't reach out to my family. I can't reach out to my friend. They would not understand because they are not in the industry. And again, like I said, it was in the middle of a recession. People like, I mean, you are lucky to have a job that even pays you. I mean, the minimum wage is what, 3,000, and you're getting paid 200K, and you're not going out. You're not spending on, because if a job's paid you 200K in Lagos, you're probably spending like almost half, depending on where the location is. If it's on the mainland, you're spending like 60K, 80K on transport. So they're like, you don't save, you don't go out. I have no excuse basically. I can't quit for mental health. Mental health doesn't pay the bills. And yes, it's true. Mental health doesn't pay the bills. When you quit, if you don't have money gone, you don't have money to make it mental. There was one particular person. This point, I was like, I got her on ADP list. Her name is Boluwatife Awako. I scheduled a call with her, and we were talking, because while I scheduled that call, I woke up that Saturday morning. My heart was heavy. I just woke up from having a nightmare that involved work. My heart was so heavy, I was just panicking. I was just panicking, like fear engulfed me. I was like, I need to look for someone to talk to. I need to look for a woman that is in the industry for 7 years, for 8 years. And I saw her on ADP, and I just booked her. And the next day we got to meet, and when we were talking, and she was just like telling me her journey, how to handle feedback, how to get feedback from clients, and all of that stuff, and advice. I don't know. When I was talking, I don't know when I started crying. And when she was talking, she was like, "Let me tell you something. I mean, look at you, you're crying. Your job shouldn't be making you cry." I was like, "Exactly. My job shouldn't make me cry." So I spoke to my friend Emmanuel. I was like, "Emmanuel, I wanna quit." She's like, "Girl, go for it." I drafted this letter February 16th, 2022. I wrote 2023.
Hello, good afternoon, ma'am. Please accept this mail and the formal notice of my resignation from my produce group. I need in order to explore other niche, blah, 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 blah. My last day will be February, blah, 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 blah.
And during this period, yeah, a lot was going on in my life. Like in my personal life, a lot was going on in my personal life. I was dealing with this old work drama, and I also had like some serious personal issue. I was like, God, I want to die. I want to die. So everything just mixed with, I just was like, no, I'm gonna quit. And I just sent it. Me quitting, like I said, I didn't have any savings. My salary, 200K that was coming in from that February was just what I had to spend. Another thing was Upwork. I had applied in like January. So one client now later reached out to me in that same February when I quit. There was a job. And job was really this thing. I think I charged the person $150 as at then for the job. But the job job became like $350 along the line. So along like the next, I think the project was just, well, it didn't start in February anyway. That's what I'm trying to say. It didn't start in February. So I have that money that I'll spend during my time when I did not have job. That money came through. At least it's paid some places. And that's already, I don't have nada, no savings, nothing. I was filled with so much fear, uncertainty, and I did not tell anybody. Like when I say nobody knew about it for about 3 months. Till my partner found out. I was like, okay, so you have been deceiving us. You wake up, you sit down in front of the laptop, you don't do anything, you don't work, and you pretend you are working. What's going on? I said, I don't want people to judge me now, because the method doesn't pay me. That if you have a child, I don't want you to judge me, because I understand the privilege. Yeah. So I don't want to be judged. So that's just like Camora, Kasara. You get that period. And by the way, before I got my other job, it took me 6 months. I was applying for jobs, people reached out to me. People reached out to me via LinkedIn, recruiters. Like, this is just, I started applying, people were reaching out to me, but nothing was clicking. I was reaching second stage, third, last stage. Unfortunately. I say, wow. I quit in February. I got another job 6 months later. I resumed like September. In October, on August 31st, I wrote at the beginning, like August 18th, I put like, okay, we need to rain abundance. Like, will I get a job this month? This is 6 months. I'm scared. I don't want to be like 9 months out of job. On 31st, I was still like, no job again this month. We go again September. Meanwhile, The other one job, the job that I got next, the recruiter has tried to call me. I missed the recruiter call on that 31st. I missed the call. The recruiter called me on the first again. So I got the news on the first. So yeah, 6 months later, I got another job. I had superiors. It was in a well-structured organization. I had, like I said, superior, and I also had a peer, like peers. I was not the only designer in the team. So, there was like proper onboarding. There was like more structure to this one. Like it felt like more exactly how I planned my career to go. You get that? Okay, on my CV, this is my freelance, and this is my 9 to 5 experience. So that I work it. Like I want it to be like time block. So it's not be like, okay, I work on this project for 3 months, I work on this project for 1 month, so that was just the plan. So I got this other job and it was like good. The pay was like my gross was times two of what I previously earned, and it was just good. Like this whole thing, like just like make me feel like, you know what, during the 6 months, it felt like, oh my god. At a point, I was just like, God, don't let me regret doing this. Like, hey, 6 months, nothing. I should have, because I should have stayed more. I should have saved more. I should have, and that's if anybody wants to quit, just go with your gut. But one thing of advice is make sure you have savings. Another thing that made me quit was the fact that if I keep waiting for me to get another job, I might not get that job. You know the way life works sometimes. It doesn't work in a linear path. It might be the time when you quit that you get that other job, because you're able to focus to look for jobs. And if you keep staying on the job and you might not get to see another job. So I was like, you know what? Let me be on this part of this. Let me just quit and know that yes, so a job can come at any time. Instead of me like staying in the job waiting for another job to come. The whole experience was like a roller coaster. Like at first, when I just quitted, like after my last day on the 28th, no, actually, my boss didn't think 28th. They said on the 1st of March. So after the 1st of March, I woke up, I had nothing to do. I was like, oh my god, so this is it. This is it. There's no message, there's no nothing. I'm not designing anything. I just wake up, sleep, watch K-drama, and then also pretend as if I have work. you know I was just like, oh my god. And during that 6 months, I think I created content. I did a lot of things. That's another thing for you to take notice of. So during your waiting time, do a lot of things. I went to design conference. I went out more, not more like that. It was just design the conference I went. But I just reached out to people. I put myself out there like on social media, on Instagram, on Facebook. I just gained momentum on my social presence, and it kind of helped down the line because from the content I posted then, I got a client last year. That's 2024. I got to work with a client because of some old content I posted. If you are in a job that you do not like and you want to stay there, okay, just for the money. I mean, let me tell you, for the money is a very, very important point. But at the same time, you need to like sit down. You need to align your goals, your career goals, what you want to do, the kind of work you want to do. Like I said, this is what I wanted to do with this is the kind of growth I want to do. This is the kind of work I want to produce. This is the values. This is the kind of environment I want to work in. You get? And let me tell you, there's no environment, there's no 9 to 5 that does not have its own. Even the next job I got, it has its own comma too. Like, that one is for another day. It has its own comma. But the fact that I just get to I've been saying like through the video, one thing is consistent. I want to work in a team. I want to work in a team. I want to work in a team. I got to work in a team. You get? So just align your goals, align your values today, and you also have to put in effort, because let me tell you something. You might quit a job without having any safety net, and it will take you 2 months, 1 month, even longer. You get? You don't just know, but just keep on trying because something definitely would click for you. Your growth is worth it. Your happiness is worth it. Don't let people tell you mental health doesn't pay bills. Yes, mental health doesn't pay bills, and without money too, you also suffer. But it is not a white and black thing. Your mental health is, as a creative, as anybody, because everybody work, they are creative in their own part. What is important to you? Is it your happiness, your growth, your mindset? Like, just figure it out. You will just figure it out. It is okay to walk away even when it feels scary. Like, it is really, really okay to walk away. Like, you will look back at it and you will say, I survived. When Nike said, just do it. You just did it because you don't know what you meet at the other side, and there's always a reward. So that's just my story, guys. And yeah, I am, happy where I am, and I'm okay. I'm fine. There's a lot of updates I'll be sharing probably in the next, when I settle in properly, and I figure out stuff properly. I don't know. It might be like not month, December 2025. Maybe I'll come out with another video, like an update to this video. So that's just it, anyways. Thank you guys for watching this video. Please, by the way, let me just post this video now. If you are yet to subscribe, please help me subscribe to my channel. I want to reach 500 subscribers like this first 2 quarters of the year. Help me get to 500 subscribers, please. Share this video. Thank you.